today to provide reflection and comfort. I initially felt that it was I who needed a hug and to be comforted. Then the realization became apparent that my family and I are not grieving alone. We are grieving with a larger community, a conglomerate of organizations, a larger nation, and a generation of people are grieving with us. So as I came here, I thought, what would Mom want you to know about her? What would Mom want me to say? And what would Mom want me to take from this moment? First, she would want me to acknowledge that I am proud and unapologetically the son of a black father and a Korean mother. That I am proud to be. But it is not lost on me of what that means here in America. You see, my mother would want you to know that she was not only my mother, but one of my best friends, my biggest supporter, and even with my imperfections as a son, she found a way to love me through her grace and her mercy. She's always saw the best in me. My mother is the American story. She was a Korean immigrant who married a black U.S. Army soldier during the time when interracial marriages were less common. They moved to America and tried their best to raise a family of 2 biracial boys. It was here that she became an American citizen, taught herself English, worked different low-wage jobs to make ends meet. Mom would want you to see that she could have been your mother, your neighbor, your sister, or friend, and for many of you in the audience today, she could have been you. What would my mother want me to say? She would want to be known for more than just a victim on March 16th. My mom would say that this is a crime of hate against Asian Americans, that it is important to identify her and the other victims as Asian women as we continue to see an increase in Asian hate across the nation. It is important to call it what it is, a crime racially motivated. She would also want you to understand that her race and her gender are inextricably linked, that the intersectional nature of her existence is what shaped her interactions with others and how others perceived her to be. My mother was an Asian woman who was targeted for who she was, for occupying a particular space by someone she didn't know. What would my mother want us to take from this moment? My mother would want you to care. She would want you to be concerned. She would want the community to be supported and included. And so as we stand together in this shared responsibility against hate, it sends a message that this is unacceptable. It cannot be tolerated. And this type of violence tears at the fabric of who we are. She would want us to not only fight for her and the other victims, but fight for our collective values, for the safety of our communities and our families. You see, sometimes racism doesn't come with the perpetrator spewing epithets. It doesn't always come documented in manifestos or videos. But racism can be messy. And for many of us here today, we know that race is real and its consequences. And that is what I realized, that in this shared responsibility also comes communal and collective pain, grief, frustration, and anger. That this is an experience we are facing together. She would ask that we do speak up and break the silence to be heard, to be visible, respected, and represented in all aspects of our lives. To support leaders that not only say they stand with us, but those whose actions demonstrate that they see us, invest in us, support us, and recognize us. We are grieving together as a community. So let's continue to stand together as a community, so that they hear us when we cry, show us mercy when we are in need, and appreciate us for the totality of who we are and the contributions that we add to this great American story. If my mother was here today, she would just want me to say, 감사합니다. Thank you.